Hi everyone. In this video, we will see what are the types of arguments in Python. So we have four types of arguments. The first one is the required arguments. Second is the default arguments. Third is the keyword arguments. Fourth is the variable length arguments. We will see the first two arguments, which are required and default. In the next video, I am going to discuss about the keyword arguments and the variable length arguments. Okay. So first, what is a required argument? So I have commented the whole thing, what is the meaning of it. So let's read this. In Python, required arguments are the positional arguments that a function must receive, okay, in order to execute properly. These arguments are defined in the function definition and must be passed in the correct order when calling the function, okay. So let's define a function first. Define display. So display takes two arguments, which is a and b, okay, colon. So here a comma b are required arguments, okay. Here a comma b are required arguments, okay. We will return a plus b, okay. So now this is the whole thing which we have written here. It is the function definition, okay. This is called as a function definition. We are defining the function, right? So that is the reason why it is called as a function definition. Here we have to define the function calling now. We have to call the function, okay. We have to call the function like this, display, and here we have to pass the values of a and b. Based on the position of arguments, we have to pass the values, okay. For a, we have to pass, let's say, 5, and for b we have to give 4, okay. So 5 is assigned to a and 4 is assigned to b, okay. Based on the position of the required arguments, it is passing these values, okay. So that is the reason why they are called required arguments, okay. So we can't print directly like this. We have to assign it to a variable. Let's say result equal to print result, okay. So let me run this. So as you can see, it is adding up both the values, 5 plus 4, which is 9. Okay, this is working perfectly. So suppose if I add another variable, another argument, let's say 3, it will not accept the another argument because there is no argument passed here. Okay, there are only two required arguments, but you are giving 3 values here. So it will throw an error. As you can see here, it is throwing an error, okay. So based on the position of the arguments here, it will pass these values, okay. So here a is equal to 4, sorry, a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 4, okay. In this way it is printing the values, okay. So that is how it is adding up the values. So instead of returning it, let's say I'll print it here itself, print a, print b, okay. So I'll remove this result and I'll remove this also, okay. So if I run it, so a is 5 and b is 4, okay. It is assigning a value as 5 and b value as 4 based on the position of the arguments, okay. Based on the position of the arguments, it is assigning these values. So this is what required arguments are. So next we will move on to the default arguments, okay. So what are default arguments in Python? A default argument is a parameter that has a default value specified in the function definition. If a value is not provided for that parameter when the function is called, the default value is used instead, okay. We'll see by writing the code, you will understand it better, okay. So let's take default as a function, okay. I have taken a function called default, so which takes two parameters. Let's say course equal to BTech. Okay, and what else? Name equal to, so I'll give name here. Let me give name here, name comma, name equal to, let's say ABC. So I've given two arguments here. Okay, so which has default values. So my name has a default value and course has a default value. Okay, so these are called default values. So here within the function definition, I am giving the default values. So let me print it here. Print name, print course. Okay, so if I call the function now, default. Okay, here I'm giving another name. Okay, no, I'm not giving the default values. Whatever the default values here, I'm not giving the same values here. I'll give you a different name. Let's say PQR. Okay, and course is, okay, course, let's say MTech. Okay, so I've given different values here, but the default ones are A, B, C, and BTech. Okay, so I'll call the function again here, which takes only the name. Okay, there is no course here. I'm not giving the course value here. So name equal to, let's say Vijay. Okay, so I'm only passing the name value here, name keyword and the value. Okay, so if I run it, let me clear this. And if I run it, see what it is passing here. What are the output we are getting here? It is passing the 5 4. Okay, 5 4 is from here. Let me comment this out and let me run it again. Okay, now it is passing the PQR which I have passed here. Okay, it is taking the original values. Okay, it is taking the original values. Whatever we are passing here, it is taking the original values. Okay, PQR, MTech, and Vijay. Okay, Vijay is from here, and BTech is from the default values. Okay, see here, BTech is taken from the default values. Okay, I have not passed course here, but still it is giving me the default value of course. What is the default value of course? It is BTech. So that is the reason we are getting the BTech here. Okay, so this is what default arguments are. So let me take an empty empty values. I have no values here, and if you see here, I have taken empty value, empty call. I have not given any values here, so still it is passing the default values A, B, C, and BTech. Okay, so this is what default arguments are. So this is all about required arguments and default arguments in Python. So we'll see the next two arguments, which are a keyword and variable length, in the next video.